Hello, how are you doing? Welcome back to some more F1 Championship Edition and part 3 of our career mode with Super Aguri. Today we are back with the Australian Grand Prix. Last time out, not our best race, it has to be said. We had a great start, but a spin or some contact with Fernando Alonso at the end of the opening lap did mean that we finished in, I think it was 14th place in the end. We are still 14th in the driver's standings. Didn't get our first point, unfortunately. Would be nice to go and get that. It all really depends how we get on in this next Grand Prix. I do think that we can potentially manage it, but yeah, it is going to be tough. But the Australian Grand Prix, let's get ourselves straight into the action. We are going to have a little look what's coming about. So Sato is tested there. Renault F1 won it last year, so they must have won the first 3 races of the season, and Giancarlo Fisichella was the man that won it last time. Any recruitment offers going? Doesn't seem to be the case. So let's get to the Grand Prix and see how we get on. If you're enjoying, get involved down in the comment section, leave a like, all that good stuff, and of course subscribe for plenty of F1 content. Of course, when F1 22 comes out, we will be producing daily content as well as F1 Manager 2022. Make sure, if you haven't already, check out the Grand Prix World playthrough with Sauber. I'm really enjoying that, and that's getting me bang up into the mood of F1 management games. So do go and check that out if you haven't already. But here we are. We're ready and raring to go for qualifying for this Australian Grand Prix.
Third stop on the Formula One calendar, we're here in Albert Park, Melbourne, for another fascinating qualifying session. Session 1 will begin shortly, and we'll know by the end of it who will make up the final 6 places on the grid. We have Scott Speed leaving the pit lane first as Session 1 begins.
All of the blue on the outside kind of makes it look like the Miami GP, or what it's going to look like with the fake harbour and all of that. But, well, there's our teammate UGA Day. Certainly want to be out qualifying him again today. He's been doing very well in that respect so far. Well, we're in the midst of our first legal flying lap of this qualifying session, and we are struggling a little bit with the car. Don't think the car setup is absolutely optimal, but we are going to get our first banker time in here, which is good, and we come up to the line. So 127 is what Coulthard's doing. We come over the line with a 131.2, which is only enough for 12th place
posts a new
at the moment, and a little bit
be upset with that performance. The
car of a spin there. So let's have a little look.
Simply not competitive at the moment.
That's how we're getting on. Oh, 21st at the moment, behind UGE Day. We've actually set exactly the same time as him, funnily enough. But yeah, we need a lot more than that to get anywhere near Q2. It looks like the Midlands and the Super Aguris nearly 2 seconds off the pace of our closest competitors, Williams and Toro Rosso. I am going to fiddle with the car setup a little bit. We're going to go for a little bit more front wing to try and counteract the understeer that I've been experiencing. But this isn't going to be easy. It really isn't. So we're going to have to head back out there. We haven't got long left in this session. So 2 laps. Let's take you on a flying lap of this Albert Park circuit back in 2006. And that's a much better first corner. A little bit unstable on the rear, admittedly. But definitely felt more turning. This is a better lap so far, most definitely. Little lift through there. I'd be surprised if this wasn't more than a second up. Half a second, that's not bad. A better corner there. Oh, onto the grass. That's not ideal, but we still managed to get it down. Oh, nearly into the wall there. That could have been a disaster. But we know there's more on the table for our second flying lap now. Oh, but we spin it out. Oh, and that's it. That's it. We have gone straight into the wall there. And that is going to be the end of our qualifying session. What a shame. And we are going to qualify 22nd. So by far our worst performance so far. And UGA Day, half a second quicker than us. Oh, it was a 30.3 in the first sector. Perhaps we could have matched the Toro Rossos, but I don't think we were going to make it through to Q2. We'd have needed a 128.9. So yeah, not good, and perhaps we need to change our setup back for tomorrow's race, because that was a little bit unstable. So we'll go 50-50 to give us that little bit more wing, but yeah, not ideal. And we are out in Q1 in 22nd place with the crash as well.
We'll continue in a few moments with the second knockout session, where we'll decide grid positions 16 to 11. With the times reset and only 10 places up for grabs in the third and final we'll continue with session 3 of qualifying in a few moments.
So going out in Q2 then, Jarno Trulli for Toyota. A bit of a shock there. Jacques Villeneuve, Mark Webber, Nick Heidfeld, Christian Klein and David Coulthard. Looks like Rosberg is going to be 16 in the top 10. Let's see who gets pole position.
So there we have
Michael Schumacher. Very good.
The grid order looks like this. Thoroughly enjoyable qualifying session today. All that remains for me to say is see you tomorrow for another scintillating, action-packed Grand Prix.
So Michael Schumacher is on pole position from Felipe Massa, a second ahead, goodness me. Fernando Alonso there in third, Montoya fourth with Fisichella fifth. Button finishes in sixth, Ralf Schumacher seventh for Toyota, Barrichello eighth, Raikkonen a disappointing ninth, and Nico Rosberg rounds out the top 10. So there you have it then. Those are the grid positions, and we were well off the pace there. So let's see how we get on in race day.
Welcome to Albert Park, Melbourne, the home of the Australian Grand Prix. The first time that this beautiful Albert Park venue was used to host the Australian Grand Prix was back in 1996. It really is in a great location, sandwiched as it is between the city and the ocean. It's the perfect place for a Grand Prix because of the sheer enthusiasm of the organisers and the huge crowds we see here year in and year out. I'm told that the crowds are up again this year. Conditions are just about perfect here today. Clear skies and perfect temperatures on and off the track. The forecast is also good, and we expect it to stay like this for the whole race. Michael Schumacher will start from pole. Second on the grid is Felipe Massa. They're followed by Fernando Alonso in third. Juan Pablo Montoya completes row 2. Row 3 and 5th place for Giancarlo Fisichella. Jenson Button completes the third row. Ralf Schumacher is 7th. Rubens Barrichello completes row 4.
There you go, Kimi Raikkonen in 9th, Nico Rosberg started in 10th, Jarno Trulli 11th, Jacques Villeneuve in 12th, Mark Webber 13th, Heidfeld 14th, Klein 15th, Coulthard 16th, Speed 17th, Liuzzi 18th, Montero, Ide, Albers, and rounded off by ourselves down in 22nd place. So let's get ourselves back onto this. So we want that on 1. That's fine.
We have a cleared grid and the drivers are ready for the off. And off they go on their parade lap.
So there you go, you can see the fans there, lots of Renault fans, lots of Ferrari fans by the looks of it. Burning out those rear tyres, and we should be able to keep ourselves to ourselves really, and we know that we've got a good start in us. We know if we can get these tyres up to temperature, we can get ourselves right back in the game.
Here we go. Just remember, you don't have 100% grip yet as the tyres aren't fully warmed up. The tyre blankets can only do so much.
But that was incredibly disappointing that we qualified back at the grid, and
to heat the tyres up properly, you need to quickly weave left and right on the circuit. scrubbing the tyre across the track surface to generate more heat. This will put some flexibility into the tyre wall. Heating them up properly will give you optimum grip when you come to pull away from the lights. Remember, the tyre will start cooling whilst you wait for the other drivers to assemble on the grid.
Oh,
Remember,
nearly lost
safe
it there.
driving today, please. We don't want any unnecessary repair bills. The sponsors are looking to just get some good TV exposure by being on the track for the full duration of the race.
It's amazing. We had formation laps and podiums back in this game, and that it took till 2015, I think, until we had formation
Once you're sat on the
laps
grid, your tyre temperatures will
in the
drop
F1
again. So
in the
make sure that you
Codemasters
finish this
games.
sector with as much heat in the tyres as possible. The current temperatures are a little low at the moment.
Pretty good now, these temperatures. So let's go and join up the back of the grid. We'll make sure that we've got our traction control back on normal. And here we come round the final corner then, for the start of the Australian Grand Prix.
Okay, final checks show that all systems are nominal, everything's looking good. Good luck and enjoy the race.
Here we
Don't
go.
go anywhere. Turn up the volume and enjoy. Here we go.
5 red lights.
The race
Lights
is
out,
go,
away we go here in Australia. Pretty good start.
Massa gets a lightning start off the grid. Button gets a poor start. Here they come into the first turn. Michael Schumacher leads out of turn 1. He's followed by Alonso. Next is Massa.
Well, not a bad start because we're up to 18th here. Oh, we've got contact up ahead and we've got a Toro Rosso down our inside.
You'll soon take back that position.
We managed to get the other Toro Rosso of Liuzzi there. And we are trying to hound the back of Mark Webber's car, but we've got to try and stay out of trouble here and stay in this race for as long as we can and get into the rhythm of this Grand Prix. Bit of contact behind, but they're okay. And now this is where we had the incident in qualifying, of course. This time,
car condition indicator, your tyres have
definitely
reached
a little
good
bit
heat and grip level should be
more
pretty good.
cautious, and now we've got Liuzzi potentially having a look down the inside. We go defensive as Mark Webber goes down the inside of Clean, and that was a great move. That was a lunge and a half, and now we've got the door open on Christian Clean. Very good. A little bit of grass on our tyres there, but this is a good exit. Oh, we nearly went into the back of Webber there, but we have got the inside line, but he's going to be quicker on the straight. We slip back into the slipstream.
The field looks like this.
And we go
Michael
down the
Schumacher
inside, a little bit
leads.
wide there.
Alonso is second.
A little bit
He's up
hustle
from
and
third.
bustle, but we are
Massa
okay.
is third. One
Up to
place down
15th.
from his grid
Wow.
position. Montoya fourth. Fisichella fifth. Next is
Oh,
Ralf
a little bit
Schumacher.
of grass for
Barrichello is
the BMW ahead as well, so this is a crazy
He's down
start
from sixth.
to the Grand Prix. Apologies for talking over the commentary. I do try to not do that, but I mean, this is absolutely
Great time through sector
awesome
1.
at the
Keep it
moment.
going.
Oh, a little bit wide there for us, and we're just having to keep an eye on that Williams behind. Oh, a little bit wide, but we're okay. I thought that was going to be the end there, but we are
17th
fine.
position is yours at the moment.
We lose a couple of positions, but now we just need to calm down. Get back into the rhythm.
According to our computers, the tyres are accumulating some wear now. Just keep an eye on it. You just put in your best time through Sector 2.
Lap 4 of this Grand Prix. Michael Schumacher leads. Alonso is second. Massa is third. Montoya fourth. Fisichella fifth. Jenson Button in sixth. He's up from seventh. Next is Ralf Schumacher. He's down from sixth. And Barrichello is in eighth.
Well, you join me on lap 4 of this Grand Prix. We've just heard James Allen go through the top 8. We've certainly got no way of getting there today. We were having a very, very strong lap, but managed to just corner cut, which gives the 6-second rev limiter penalty,
That's
and
the
that
fastest you've been through Sector
wasn't
1 of this
good.
session.
So we're 5 seconds behind Christian Klein and Mark Webber now. But we are managing to stay ahead of the Toro Rossos, which is good. And we are just going to keep going, keep pushing. You never know what can happen. You never know how many retirements you might end up getting. But the tyres are starting to get worn now, which is putting us under pressure. And we have got Antonio Liuzzi having a little look at us here. Possibly down the inside, and he does make a little bit of contact and is through. So well driven, Tonio, there. A little bit of contact, but nothing fatal.
It's
And
quite
now
overcast
potentially
here now,
we
and
can
it
have a
looks
little
like
look.
rain might be on the way.
Ooh, rain's on the way.
Fortunately, it looks like it's still a fair way off, and we should be finished here before it hits.
Well, that's a shame. No rain. I think rain could have really changed this Grand Prix. Well, we've got an engine failure up ahead. I don't know who it is. So one of the Williams cars.
You're currently sitting right down the field in 17th.
But yeah, we're struggling to cope with the Toro Rossos today. That's for sure. Ide well at the back of the grid. Perhaps our car just doesn't suit this circuit.
Halfway mark. Alonso leads. Montoya is second. Fisichella third. Next is Ralf Schumacher. He's moved up from sixth. Barrichello fifth. That's a gain of 2 places. Michael Schumacher sixth. He was in the lead earlier. Seventh is Button. And Raikkonen is eighth.
Oh, we've come out just behind Jenson Button in the pit lane. Can we fight with him for a little bit? Because we've got a lighter car. In theory, the same engine. But yeah, he's off straight away here.
Let's take a look at the current top 8 positions. Alonso leads. Montoya is second. Fisichella third. Barrichello fourth. He's up from fifth. Next is Ralf Schumacher. Sixth is Heidfeld. Michael Schumacher is seventh. He's down from sixth. and Webber is in 8th place.
Oh, we've just been absolutely mugged by Scott Speed there. But now we've got a good run on him. Can we get into his slipstream? Doesn't look like it. We just haven't got the straight line speed.
There's real drama around turn 1. It's Speed!
That wasn't good.
He seems to have got away unscathed. That incident hasn't ended his race, but he'll have to work hard if he wants some points. He got involved in that scrape as well. He seems to have got away with no damage though. Very lucky indeed.
Well. I mean, that was a rush of blood and frustration building up, I think, of our general race pace. It really wasn't good there, but that's what can happen in this game. One incident and it's all over, and that's what's happened there. One misjudgment. We tried to go down the inside of Scott Speed. He just had better braking than us, and we went straight into the back of him, and our race is over. And you can see Michael Schumacher chasing down here one of the BMWs. I don't know if we're going to see an incident here. We've got a McLaren right behind a Toyota. It is a quicker car. But yeah, we're out of the race, and it's been a weekend to forget, really, in Australia. Which is not what you want, and there you go.
2/3 race distance.
Let's see how the top 8 are doing.
Leads. Michael Schumacher is in 2nd. Massa is 3rd. Montoya 4th. He's up from 5th. Fisichella 5th. Jenson Button in 6th. That's a gain of 2 places. Barrichello is 7th. Heidfeld is in 8th place. He's slipped from 3rd.
I want to keep an eye on that battle with the McLaren and the Toyota. I think that's Raikkonen, but are we going to get to see it again? I'm not entirely sure, but it's good how you can keep watching the race, but there's no interesting battles going on at the moment by the looks of it. We've got Red Bull fairly high up the order. Good for them. We'll stick around for another 30 seconds or so to see if we get to see that battle with the McLaren and the Toyota. It did look pretty close, but I mean, there it is. They're just ahead of this battle, but the McLaren has dropped off a bit. So Raikkonen really struggling in this Grand Prix, and Coulthard actually catching up to him. So there you go.
Another brilliant weekend here in Melbourne, I think you'll agree. Join us in 2 weeks' time when we'll be heading back to Europe for a 5-race stint that will start at San Marino, where Ferrari will be expected to put on a show of strength for the ever-loyal Tifosi. Following that, it's the Nürburgring for the European Grand Prix. Then Barcelona in Spain, and then heading into June, we've got the wonderfully glamorous, star-studded Monaco Grand Prix, and finally on to Silverstone for the British Grand Prix before heading stateside. We hope you'll join us for all of them. See you soon.
Well, I am absolutely gutted because we were ahead of Albus on track. We might have got our first point. Both Toro Rossos seemed to not finish. I mean, a lot of people were a lap down. I wonder if that rain did come and we had a lot of late retirements there. But Ide out as well. Massa and Montoya retired. And there you go, Michael Schumacher takes the lead of the drivers' standings, 5 points ahead of Fisichella. Raikkonen 3rd on 17, Montoya 4th now. World champion Alonso down in 5th position. But now Albus has got a point. That is going to really mess up our hopes for the constructors, because now Midland move up to 8th. And we are still down in 10th. We're ahead of Toro Rosso, but they have got more speed than us. They've got a higher chance of scraping a point this year, you feel, than us. But that is disappointing. We could have and possibly should have had some points this weekend had we kept it a little bit cleaner on track. But we've got Imola coming up. I mean, that's going to be a tough race for us. You're a great driver, but ... So, yeah, never mind. That's just the way it goes, I think. And hopefully we'll be able to turn it around in the next episode. But that's what can happen in an episode of F1 2006. It really can turn on its head very, very quickly. But we will see. We will see. If you have enjoyed it, give it a big thumbs up down below. Subscribe for plenty more F1 content. And I hope you guys are having a wonderful day. Thanks for watching, and goodbye.